April 24, 2023 Exam Sim, Property Ownership and Land Use Controls and Regulations. 27,22,5, 81%. 3, which is not an example of common area in a condominium. Correct answer, balcony. Rationale: owned by all but used by one owner only is known as limited common area. A laundromat, swimming pool, and the land are owned and used by all owners. This is common area. The balcony is limited to only one person's use. 4. One of the appurtenances to a parcel of land would be, correct answer, bundle of rights. Rationale: the bundle of rights are legal rights conferred to owners of real property, including the right to mortgage, sell, lease, improve, enjoy, and use the property. They run with the land, and thus are pertinent to it. A bill of sale is an instrument in writing that transfers ownership of tangible personal property, not real property. 11. A tax levy on real property for government improvements, that is curbs, sewers and sidewalks, is known as, correct answer, special assessment tax. Rationale: the ad valorem tax is a tax based upon the value of the property. Taxes for improvements to property are called special assessments. The ad valorem tax is the tax that is always paid first. 22. A term used to describe the physical attachment of a fixture to real property, thereby causing it to become a part of the real property, is, correct answer, actual annexation. Rationale: the doctrine of embezzlement refers to crops yet to be harvested from leased land. Adverse possession involves the acquisition of title to land through open, notorious and hostile occupancy of another's property. An easement by prescription is obtained in much the same way as adverse possession, but does not transfer title. Actual annexation is when a fixture is attached to real property. 26. A and B take title together at the same time under the same deed, each owning one half of the real property. What form of co-ownership will law presume they have? Correct answer, tenancy in common. Rationale: to have joint with right of survivorship, joint tenancy in common, all four unities must be present: possession, interest, time, and title. Right of survivorship also must apply. Estate by the interrees is a form of co-ownership between husband and wife with right of survivorship, but has been abolished in most states. Because the question did not specify whether A and B have the right of survivorship or not, the law presumes tenancy in common. Laws of agency. 18, 16, 2, 89%. 3. As a result of the decision in Easton v. Strasburger, 1984, real estate agents can be held liable for not only for defects they know about, but also, correct answer, defects they should have known about through a reasonable inspection. Rationale: an agent is responsible for defects he or she should know about due to red flags, clues that there is something wrong, that is netting holding a hillside up. 10. How do brokers and clients enter into agency relationships? Correct answer, express contract. Rationale: the agency agreement must be put into words, in writing or spoken to be considered an express agreement. Valuation and market analysis. 18, 15, 3, 83%. 6. All the following describe the inherent conflict between the appraiser and the listing real estate agent except, correct answer, appraisers generally follow the wishes of the sellers. Rationale: appraisers do not adhere to the wishes of sellers and agents. They must maintain an impartial analysis of the subject property and not be influenced by these types of external factors that do affect the appraisal process. Agents generally estimate the fair market value of what homes may sell for in the near future. 9. A property's area is 100 feet long by 100 feet wide. The property has a deed restriction that requires 10-foot setbacks on each side, a 25-foot setback on the front of the property and a 30-foot rear setback. How much of the property is available for building use? Correct answer, 3,600 square feet. Rationale: this question involves a building site of 100 square foot x 100 square feet, which would be 10,000 total square feet. However, due to the setback lines, side yards etc., there is only a square of 45 by 80 in which to build. 100 feet 10 setbacks, x, 100 feet 25 rear and front setbacks, or 80 by 45 equals 3,600 square feet, which can actually be used for building. 16. The rate refers to, correct answer, the rate of return used by investors. Rationale: the investor can calculate the present value of future income. The formula known as IRV can take 2 out of 3 factors and figure the sum of the third. Financing. 20, 19, 1, 95%. 20. A lender advertises that there are reasonable monthly terms available for the purchase of a home. Which of the following disclosures is necessary? Correct answer: no disclosure is necessary. Rationale is simple statements such as reasonable monthly terms available will not necessitate disclosure under the Truth in Lending Act. However, a disclosure of a particular item, such as the interest rate or the monthly payments, would require full disclosure of all interest-related items. Transfer of property. 13. 0. 100% practice of real estate and mandated disclosures. 36. 4. 89%. 4. Which of the following is not an exemption under the Federal Fair Housing Act? Correct answer: a church selling its church grounds with the help of a broker. Rationale: an exemption exists only if the property is for sale by owner. The sale of church property is exempt only if no broker is involved. 18. What would we call a broker who exercises her option to purchase some land? Correct answer: principal. Rationale: when the broker becomes a buyer or seller, he or she is required to disclose that he or she is the principal. 19. A sales agent is instructed by the landlord, client not to show a commercial office property to any women. Which law is violated if the sales agent follows these instructions? Correct answer: none of the above. Rationale: while gender discrimination is prohibited under the Federal Fair Housing Act, this is not housing, but commercial office space. The Sherman Antitrust Act prohibits price fixing or market fixing. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 prohibits discrimination based upon an applicant's race only. 36. A statement made by an agent who honestly believes the inflated statement about the condition of a property it is called. Correct answer: puffing. Rationale: when a buyer believes the agent's puffing to be true, the agent can be held liable for misrepresentation. Contracts. 18. 4. 78%. 2. A makes an offer to buy B's house. B accepts the terms of the offer and evidences his acceptance by signing the offer. Is there a valid real estate purchase contract? Correct answer: no, because the acceptance has not been delivered back to the buyer. Rationale: the acceptance of an offer does not constitute a contract until the acceptance has been communicated or delivered back to the party who made the original offer, in this instance, the buyer. There is no 3-day cooling off period for real estate other than in the application for a loan or in the refinancing of a loan. 10. An offer to purchase which states that the offer will remain open for 72 hours, correct answer: may be withdrawn by the offeror at any time before the offer is accepted. Rationale: an offer is just an offer. It does not become a contract until it is accepted. Thus, even if the offer said it would remain open for 72 hours, it is not binding upon either party as it is not a contract yet. 11. The commercial broker listed a storefront for rent. A tenant was procured. After the lease was signed, the owner refused to pay the listing broker. In order to get his fee, the broker could, correct answer, lien the property. Rationale: the commercial lien law now permits a broker to lien a piece of commercial property if he is under contract and has earned his fee, but the owner refuses to pay. This is not true of residential property. The broker would have to file suit in civil court to get his fees in a residential dispute. 14. An option agreement allows a prospective buyer a period of time to examine property before deciding to complete the contract. Payments are often made for the privilege of making the examination. What usually happens to those payments if the buyer does not buy? Correct answer: whatever the parties decide in the contract. Rationale: option contracts are unilateral purchase and sale agreements. The contract should set forth what the parties, through negotiation, decide about the disposition of the option money, whether or not the option, in its sole discretion, decides to purchase the property. Normally the seller is entitled to option payments as compensation for holding property off the market and may or may not allow the broker to hold the money or collect a fee or commission.